I have to tell you that this is definitely a very interesting topic, because today I really do want to bust a lot of twin flame myths. A lot of these videos are being made and being uploaded and being shared by a lot of people. We have a lot of healers also who work for twin flames. I remember when I had released my first book, which is based on the concept of finding your ultimate soulmate, twin flames was still not that popular. And when I was writing the book, I had to be very careful and choose the word ultimate soulmate, because that time also we had the term soulmate, we had the term advanced soulmate relationships, we had the term twin flame as well, and there was some kind of a confusion always, because people always ask you this question: what's the difference between a soulmate and a twin flame, and a special twin flame, or an advanced relationship? Then you have all these other concepts like indigo children, so what's this whole thing all about? How are these people different? Blah blah blah. And then you also listen to this terminology that twin flames have specially being sent to this planet to raise the frequency of the planet. And there is this whole superiority complex that is attached to this topic, which makes it very interesting for all those people also who don't know much about twin flame, but the minute they listen to this definition or this sort of association of special people coming to planet Earth for special purpose, and that's to raise the frequency, to raise the vibration, it's like, okay, maybe I'm also that special, maybe I'm also here to do. Anyone wants to do that, everyone wants to do that. No one wants to be non-special or ordinary or just like, who has nothing to do. And that's why this thing has become so popular. But I have to share certain observations, and I have to give certain truths about twin flames so that a lot of other people also understand it better. Because I had to figure it out myself at one point, and especially because a lot of people always think that just because I've written a book which is called In the Name of Love, I'm only talking about romantic relationships and romantic affairs, which is not the case, because love is a very universal feeling. Love is very big, it includes everything. It gives you the possibility to explore whatever you want to explore, whatever you want to do. It gives you that type of energy, that type of courage. Love is very big, so making love so small is not ideal. Okay. And I also have a certain article which I read few days ago, so I'm going to take you through some of the points of that article as well. So let's jump into this and let's discuss the myths of twin flames. To all the twin flame information seekers out there, I want to make you feel a little relaxed today. I want to make you feel a little easy today by telling you something that you probably know already, but we tend to forget it. First thing is, our birth is not in our hands, our death is not in our hands, and our marriage, that's also not in our hands. When I say not in our hands, I mean to say that you don't know who you're gonna get married to, but once you do, you find out eventually. But till you don't, it's always like a mystery. There's a lot of hype around it. There's always some kind of talk about it. There's always some kind of a rosy image that you have about marriage. And for some people, they have a very scary image about marriage, because they've probably seen other people who are married who have given you glimpses of a really ugly married life or a very torturous married life. So you have this whole fear about it. And to some people, it's very beautiful because they've seen their parents are always in love. And when they don't meet that type of a person, they get frustrated, they get angry, they get upset. Or in some cases, they've always come across really horrible fights and torturous relationships, very toxic atmosphere. So even if they find a good person, even if they find someone very loving, they don't know how to handle it, they don't know how to deal with it, and they themselves start creating a lot of problems, a lot of negativity around that person. They don't have trust, and eventually they lose that person, and then they are very depressed and they are very miserable. Sometimes in these twin flame relationships also, a lot of people I have observed, and a lot of people who have shared their stories have also mentioned that they lost their twin flame after they met that person, and now it's very difficult to get that person back because that person saw a really ugly side of them, a very fucked up side of them. And once anyone sees that type of a devilish, demonic, ugly, fucked up side of that person they assume to be in love with, they would definitely not want to be with that person, and they would want to run away as far as they can. So these people have spoken about it, and there's so many of these stories. But what makes this whole twin flame thing so interesting is all the drama that's involved in it. And if there was no drama in twin flame relationships, people won't be so attracted towards it, because let's face it, a lot of people enjoy drama. Maybe narcissist, all these type of people, they enjoy drama in their life and they like to attract it. Even if they don't have drama in their life, they create it. Because a lot of people, let's admit it and let's face it, a lot of people don't have happy relationships. Maximum people are in unhappy relationships, but everyone is looking for a happy ending. Everyone is looking for some kind of a change, some kind of dramatic change in their partners or their relationships, so that they can have a happy ending type of a scenario that they see in movies or they read in all these novels, superficial stories about love, and all these stories they try to relate themselves to, connect themselves to. I'm here today to bust a lot of these myths about twin flames. Let's face it and let's be honest, if you don't have a real relationship with your own self, you can never have a real relationship with anybody else. If you are happy with yourself, if you know who you are, and if you are really don't give a damn about anything else, but you just care about your your peace, your inner peace, your your ambitions, your growth as a human being, not just as whatever position you hold in the society. If you're going to do that, then definitely you will never have a problem being anywhere. You would know how to handle toxic people, you would know how to deal with them. So guys, this is the article I read the other day on this website called Collective Evolution. It has some really cool points about the twin flame myths, and talks about 8 dangerous myths about twin flame relationships. So some of the very cool myths that they have covered over here is point number 1, that you have one twin flame. Point number 2, a twin flame is always a romantic relationship. Point number 3, a twin flame is guaranteed to work, and if it fails, it's a false twin. Point number 4, twin flame relationships will run smoothly from the moment you meet. Myth number 5, you will be happy when you meet your twin flame and you will instantly recognize your twin flame. Point number 6, your twin flame won't be married or cheat on you. Myth number 7, all twin flame relationships follow the same pattern and trajectory. Point number 8, sex and appearance are not important in romantic twin flame. You don't need a twin flame to feel special, first of all. So when you want to be special, you would obviously develop a very strange kind of ego. Now this special is not the special of accepting your uniqueness, or accepting that all beings are different and all beings should be accepted for who they are. There's a lot of misunderstanding, and this whole ego game is really high in twin flames. And I tell a lot of people that please don't get stuck in this whole superiority complex that a twin flame relationship creates. When I talk about the one, I'm going to talk about the ultimate soulmate again. I'm not talking about a person, I'm talking about a feeling. Your ultimate soulmate is a feeling, it's an energy. It's the most beautiful thing, because there's nothing beyond ultimate. We start looking for it in other people or other person, and then we try to force it on a person who's probably not capable to do it. It's just not humanly possible for a person to fulfill everything, all your desires and all your wants and all your
needs. It's not possible, and especially when the other person is struggling so hard. They've not worked on themselves so much, they've not gone to that level yet, and there's nothing wrong in accepting that, and there's nothing wrong in saying that. The point where you understand there is something called duality is very difficult. It's not easy, and then you start letting it go because you feel it's very redundant, it doesn't make any sense, it's useless, it's boring, it's not refreshing, there's nothing much to do in that. So you leave it and you start unifying, and maybe the other person doesn't want to do that, they are lazy, or they are ill, or they are going through mental health problems which they don't want to admit, or they have very difficult family template that they cannot break, so on and so forth. So you cannot be bogged down with that energy. You have to walk away, you have to move away, you have to move on, man. This is what ultimate soulmate journey is all about. The ultimate soulmate concept that I talk about, that my book is all about, this is what I say, that you have to move on from drama, you have to move on from negativity. You cannot get stuck at it, you cannot be attached to it. If you yourself are not letting go of your negative karmas, then who else will? You can be in asexual relationships with somebody for a very very long period of time, or maybe for your whole life, and it can be a twin. You don't want to get into a sexual relationship with anyone, and there's another person who's like you, who thinks on the same lines and loves you for who you are, supports you for who you are, and takes a stand for you, and is always there for you, and you practice together, you work together, you are like best friends, and you're not in a sexual relationship. So it's very very possible that this person is your twin flame, and it's probably been there for a very long time. So it's a very big myth to think that your twin flame has to be your husband, or has to be your wife, has to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It's not necessary. They can be your best friend, they can be your best buddy, they can be your work partner, they can be your somebody you know for a very very long period of time.
And people who have asexual relationships, they also have certain dynamics in their relationships. They also go through anger, they also go through jealousy, they also go through love, they also go through possessiveness, insecurities, they go through many such things like greed, even sadness, because if you're sad and if you repress that feeling, you're gonna go into depression. So even asexual relationships have a certain type of dynamics, and once you have that ultimate person in your life, it doesn't mean that it's gonna be rosy or bed of roses, everything is like, oh my god, like a fairy tale. It's not like that.